angles. Go blue. And the little subheading under triangle is area. And then let's write down an example. Yeah, let's do this. Seems like we did this before, but who knows? Let's make this an 8, a 7, and a 6. Does anybody know the formula for the area of the triangle? Wow. We will learn something new today. And here it is. Area, and I'm going to put probably T right down here, so that means area of the triangle, equals 1/2 base times height. This little gem right here, 6th grade, anytime you're asked to find the area of a triangle, guess what formula you'll write down?
1/2 BH equals area.
Thank you. Is there anything unclear about that? Just so the next time I'm disappointed, I make sure it's not my fault for telling you not to. Now, with that being said, children, listen very, very, very carefully. Your life will be somewhat changed today. In math, when you hear the words base and height, put in the same sentence. Base and height. They must be perpendicular. What, Leighton Purdue, does perpendicular mean?
Like side by
Does anybody have some sort of definition? Cassandra.
intersecting lines.
Not just intersecting, it's a special type of intersection. Perpendicular, Aaron Murray.
Intersecting forms an angle.
Thank you very much. They form 90-degree angles. It is a right corner / square. Okay, so the two numbers that you multiply together must form a right angle. So, looking back, coming back to our little triangle we have here, I'm doing it on my piece of paper. I would write down the little, oh look, I sketch out my triangle, put all the numbers there, and I write area equals 1/2 base times height. And then I write area equals 1/2, and now I have to fill, by the way, when you get to the higher math, we put parentheses when we put numbers next to each other, they get multiplied, which that is. I'm sorry, Lauren, was that confusing? What two lines are the base and the height of that triangle? What two lines are the base and the height of that triangle? Zach?
8,
No. Connor?
4,
No. 2 lines. You guys are giving me one number. How is 4? How is 4 2 lines? How is 8 2 lines? Olivia?
there is none.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the triangle I drew up there, there are no 2 lines that form right angles. You would not be able to give the area of that triangle. The book will have to do this. If this is actually the triangle, they will have to, they put a nice little dash line that goes straight down. They will put a nice little square corner thingamabobber there. That tells you it's a right angle, it's perpendicular. And then they'll give you this number up here, let's say it's 5. Okay? You are always looking for this little guy right here. That little guy tells you what 2 lines you're going to multiply together. So if I fill that in the blanks down here, children, and it doesn't matter which one you call the base, which one you call the height, it's irrelevant and immaterial. And it doesn't matter how you do this multiplication. Do whatever's easiest for you. You can take half of 5, which I wouldn't do, and get 2.5 and multiply it by 8 and get 20. Or you could take half of 8 and get 4, multiply it by 5 and get 20. Or you could take half of 40 and get 20. Any way you slice it, because of what property of math? Does anybody know? Where's my scholastic bowl, people? What property of math says with multiplication you can change the order and it doesn't matter? Wow, nobody? Have we not done it before? Zachary?
Back family.
Not the fact family, nor is it the Adams family. John? Yeah, thank you very much. The commutative property. Commute means to move. You can flip those around, change the order as long as it's all multiplication, blah, blah, blah. So my answer is this. By the way, let me put some labels here. If you're doing area, you are going to write down the answer 20, and you must also label it as, area is always labeled as what type of label? Square, whatever. Square inches, square feet, square miles, square centimeters, square decimeters, square whatever. Isn't that exciting, kids?
Yep.
Did you find that your life has been forever changed to the good?
Definitely.
You know what? Okay, so here's another example. Now, take a look at this one. If by some chance it's a right triangle you're doing the area, then the triangle does have one of the legs is perpendicular to one of the other legs. You know, if this is 10 and this is 5 and this is 14, area equals 1/2 base times height. What two numbers are my base and my height there? Joseph?
10, 5.
Very good. The two that form the square corner. So area equals 1/2 of 10 times 5. Which you can do quite easily. Connor Morgan is what?
50.
No, half of 10 times 5 is not 50. It is what? Pick half of 10. Multiply by 5.
25.
Yeah. Area equals 25, whatever that was. Let's make that centimeters. And so it's square centimeters. Ready for another one? How about this one? Let's do an obtuse triangle.
Yeah.
By the way, if you call somebody obtuse, would that be a compliment or not?
Not.
Why? What's wrong with an obtuse? What do you have against obtuse things? Area equals 1/2 base times height. Let's say this is 12, and this is 11, and this is 14. What two numbers am I going to put in there for the base and the height? Pushka. Shanna Bivens. Thank you very much. So finally, you're catching on to my little toys here. If it's a triangle like this, most likely what they'll do is do this. They'll extend this bottom line with maybe a line that doesn't touch, and then maybe they'll draw a line, a dash line like this, and they'll put a little square corner there, and they'll say, oh, this is probably, I don't know, 8. Okay, don't worry about this little piece here. It doesn't matter. It just tells you that this 8 and this 12 get multiplied together. Don't worry, don't think that you need to add something to the 12 that you don't have to. So half of 8 times 12, anybody in your head? Classing, I know you can do this one. Half of 8 times 12 is? Half of 12 is? Times 8 is? 48, there you go. Area equals 48. Let's make this miles. Not drawn to scale. Miles squared. What do you think? Is it doable? How many people? Wait. We should make a little. What should be like a little? Now I call it a punishment. Well, what should be the thing if somebody doesn't cut the triangle in half? Shave their heads.
No.
How about shave your pinky?
No. How to work 20 times.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's pretty stiff.
Whoa.
What about
5
ode to formulas?
5 times.
Not yet, but it could be. Ode to formulas. Make sure, absolutely positively sure, if they tell you a triangle and they ask you to find the area of a triangle, that you, number 1, sketch the triangle with all of its measurements. Number 2, you write in that formula that you need to solve it with. I don't know how much more depression I can take from lack of work and things like that this year. Das ist gut?
Ja.
Ja.
Ja.